just look at the sky. And then all of a sudden, literally just appears what I can only describe as a giant cigar-shaped blimp. And it had this, like, it was as if it was like diagonally, like electric, like a blue electric wire kind of like diagonally wrapping around the whole craft, and whatever that thing that was wrapping around it, it was pulsating. And that thing and I'm just to give you an example, like that cigar shaped thing is easily, I mean, it was close. It's easily, as far as the length, it would probably equal the height of like a 60-story skyscraper. Like this thing was absolutely massive. It just appeared and it pulsated a couple of times, and then it was just gone. And I was sober as a dead duck. I wasn't on nothing. And the funniest part about that is that part of North Hollywood, right at Magnolia and Lancashire, like the center of North Hollywood, there are always there's never a time where there's nobody outside. Our neighbors across the street were always out there doing gymnastics and shit. Like people are always walking their dog. Like it's a very compact city. Thousands and thousands of people live in that small little area. And as soon as I saw it and it disappeared, like I'm on my balcony, I yell out. I'm like, did anybody fucking see that? But there was nobody out. Like the first time I've ever seen nobody outside of the apartment. Like whether it's 4 a.m. or 3 p.m, there's always people walking around, homeless people, what have you. And nobody else fucking saw that. But that was a pretty big, like, I don't care what you say. There is some shit out there. I've seen it, and you cannot tell me otherwise. And I've got 12 more stories just like that. But that's a good little sample for you of kind of how I got into all this stuff. And
my lord, what happened to Daniel? He's gone.
What do you mean?
Well, I was fixing my sound, it's fixed, by the way. I fixed my sound problem. It was because of the Discord connected to that with virtual cables. They fuck up, and I'm not using them again. Definitely.
Yeah, it sounds good. You might just change. The title is test number 3. I don't know if you want to change the title.
I don't know what happened here.
But either way, yeah, no, it sounds good. Everything's good now.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe we lost Daniel. So we definitely need to get that. What I was going to mention was when you said, what was it now? I wanted to jump in, and then you didn't let me. So now I'm starting to forget what I was going to
Wait, when he gets on a roll, it's kind of difficult to get him to stop.
Yeah.
Well, and real quick,
I saw the same damn shit. Okay, I went up north last weekend, and I saw the same kind of stuff as what you were describing, and a lot of the things you said really hit home as stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, and when I was talking with Micah, or when I first met Micah, I told him about that. And he was kind of taken aback because he had several close friends that described the exact same thing to the T. And that's kind of, how we hit it off initially. He was like, wow, like you really like that was kind of like a connecting moment. But, one thing I also want to point out that's a little bit unrelated, but it has to do with that same corporation that I worked for. Not only were we doing artificial intelligence, but we also had, and they still have it. Well, actually, it got, for lack of a better term, stolen, or we got screwed over, and it got into the wrong hands. But at the time, this is back in 2009, we had you know how they have 3D movies with glasses? You got to put the glasses on, and it gives you a headache, and it just sucks, right? And the reason why it gives you a headache is because those glasses are causing your brain to reorganize and your eyes to reorganize itself. Like it causes stress on your eyes and your brain, and that's why it sucks. But we had developed like 100% like perfect 3D without glasses television. We had Toshiba on board. They produced thousands of them, of these TVs. Who else? It was there was another big corporation that was also producing these 3D without glasses televisions with our technology as well. And we had been, I mean, we made deals. We were going to launch a 3D without glasses network. We had Snoop Dogg signed on to the program to be to exclusively have his 3D without glasses stuff on our channel. Queens of the Stone Age, even a lot of, we had a lot of people. Like, it was going to be a big thing. But just in the same way that our artificial intelligence technology was compromised despite our best efforts, so was the 3D without glasses technology. Now, this is 8 years ago, and it was perfect. I mean, like, when you're looking at the TV, and I've seen it myself, like, when you look at the TV, you don't need glasses, and it almost looks like it's like holographic, like if there was a girl with big tits on the screen, like, literally her tits would be hanging out of the screen, and you could hold your hand under them, and it looks like you're holding her tit. Like, I'm not even shitting you. Like, it was perfected, and you could even calibrate how much you wanted the holographic 3D stuff to stick out. This technology has been perfected for 8 years, but yet it's gotten into the wrong hands, and still to this day, all of those thousands of TVs they manufactured specifically for this, it's all been put on hold, and it's all because of greed, because the companies that got a hold of it, they had already invested hundreds of millions of dollars into 3D with glasses. They didn't know that it was possible to do it without it. And after all of that investment into 3D with glasses, 3D without glasses like we had was really considered, it was a threat to them. So essentially they, through very nefarious means, for lack of a better term, stole our shit, and they have exclusive rights to it, and they're not doing anything with it because they want to milk the 3D with glasses stuff because they invested so much in it. And there is a very shitty example of the technology I'm talking about, the Nintendo 3DS. It has some similar elements, and it does kind of look like, without glasses, it does kind of look kind of 3D, but that is like, I mean, that's like a Chili's appetizer compared to what we had actually perfected. And it's really interesting. It's been 8 years, and they've just been sitting on that, and all because of money. They're trying to bank off all the shit they invested in first, and then eventually they're going to release it probably another 10 years from now, when really it's been ready. It's been ready for 8 years at least. And but yeah, just after experiencing all of that and being involved in that, and seeing how dirty ball these big corporations play, that's what really got me interested into, really wanting to know and studying and understand, like, what's really, like, who's really running the world. Like,
okay, right
you
there,
know what I mean?
I would like to introduce a caller, John Carmen. Are you willing to join us right now, or John?
He's here, isn't he?
You want to unmute?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
I was just monitoring and listening very carefully. Is that Brian that's talking?
Yeah, Gigi.
Yes, but I go by.
I think I've heard
Gigi.
I think I heard okay. I think I heard a part of your interview maybe over a month ago when I first started getting in with you guys and stuff, especially the corruption stuff, because I'm a whistleblower and I expose corruption in the government.
So that's what I wanted you to give your view on what happened to Gigi and how the cops broke in and taken his stuff. And do you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, it doesn't sound normal. It's not like a regular cop. Are you talking about a beat cop, local PD, or are you talking?
No, it was a legitimate local Los Angeles cop.
And L.A. Okay, I know some L.A. I'm down in San Diego. So, are you familiar with a guy named Mike Rupert?
That kind of rings a bell, but I don't know.
Google Mike Rupert.
Didn't Mike Rupert pass away?
Yes, he did. He passed away on April 13th.
Yeah, that was really sad.
That was my birthday. He passed away on my friggin' birthday. And there was another guy named Gary Webb who I was in contact with because we were exposing the CIA stuff. So when you start talking about break-ins by cops, I go, God, that's so close to my subject matter. They broke into his stuff too. Okay.
Yeah.
So
are you talking about Michael Rupert, the American writer and musician, and Los Angeles Police Department officer?
No,
it's two different guys. He's LAPD.
No.
He's not a musician. Google Mike Rupert.
Well, this guy is LAPD, it says. Michael Rupert.
Is he deceased? Because he passed on 2 years ago.
Yeah, he died in 2014, it says.
Yeah, he supposedly shot himself in the head with a .45, but I made contact with him before that happened, and he wasn't responding, and he was going through a Native American Indian cleansing procedure, and I go, well, he's either getting ready to do something or something's wrong, so I tried to contact him. Nothing happened.
Well, that was tragic when that happened, but apparently in the letter he said that it was time for him to go, I guess.
You guys
I was really sad because he had some wonderful, wonderful information.
You guys have no idea who I am.
No.
See what I mean? If you knew who you were talking to right now, you're just touching the surface because I knew Mike Rupert. I knew Gary Webb.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we're going to have you on our show.
Well, we're going to have you on our show then.
Well, that's why.
We're going to get some good old-fashioned truth exposing right there.
Actually, that's why I was introducing him to you guys, because maybe you'll have better questions for him. I don't know much about conspiracy stuff and that, so... But really, well, I know what they're doing. I know psychically.
I just had somebody
what they're doing to
information who was a drug smuggler just yesterday, and I'm still trying to get over the contact and information, and I'm making other inquiries of certain people. But he said flat out, DEA and CIA killed Kiki Camarena, who was a DEA agent that I knew and worked down at the border in Calexico, which is just 116 miles east of San Diego. And that stuff has been going on for years, and that's during the Reagan, Oliver North, and stuff. And we've got 3 CIA assets that are under witness security right now. So it just goes on and on and on. But look at my website, customscorruption.com, and I love paranormal stuff because I get into that too.
John, well, speaking of paranormal and UFOs, John. So what Gigi and I have noticed within our circles, our paranormal UFO, community is that lately, ever since we've gotten back from Contact in the Desert, there's been nothing but a lot of disruption within the community. Oh, dude! Oh my God, dude!
I was there.
I don't know. I was really drunk that weekend, so.
You didn't feel it?
Do we know what the fate or not?
Wait, listen. Eric Johnson, who's a contact through our buddy Mike.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good friend of ours. Yeah.
Yeah, he said you got to go up there. So I said it was Friday night. So I said, damn it. So I got up in the morning. I felt okay. I took extra water and Monster drinks, and I got in my car, which is an old BMW, and I hauled ass up there. And I got a little lost because I wasn't used to going the back way. I usually go through the Palm Springs way, but I found it. And I was there for like 12 hours, and I saw Clyde Lewis, got pictures with him because I did interviews with him. Then, of course, I saw Stephen Greer hanging around and a bunch of other guys, stuff like that. So we may have crossed paths, and you didn't even know I was there.
I was the short girl with the crown who ended up yelling out at some plants within the community that were trying to harass people. And so I exposed them right in the middle of the convention because they harassed Gigi and I last year.
And harassed is an understatement.
Yeah, I thought a lot of those people were pretty friendly.
Top of the
generally pretty nice. Yeah. There's only one or two weirdos, and that's my expertise because I had to spot.
Yeah. John you need to talk, Ben. Oh my God.
Yeah, I should do a show just on John.
If you had partied with us on Sunday, you would have.
It's time for a break, guys.
Sounds like a
It's quite clear when you're in the atmosphere. Aliens appear. There's a Tower Earth, and it's a strange place. Do we really know if anything is real? It's a nice ball and it's out in outer space. It's a nice place. It's a weird place. Flatten head. Scientists will take offense. It makes no common sense. Flatter than everybody laughs at you.
Yeah, and we are back. All right. Can you dig it?
Hey, shall I tell you about the banana incident after I got back from the
No.
in the desert?
No. Save. We already talked about that one.
Okay, but I want to make sure Gigi or Brian heard it anyway. But go ahead.
You know what? I've got one last bit of my story. Not to talk too much and take up too much time here, but something that I think you guys will find very fascinating, relating to my escape from Hollywood after all that shit went down. So as I'm leaving, I mean, I literally, so much shit was going on. I literally threw my phone out the window because, shit was happening. And I was like, how are they following? Like, it's got to be my phone. So I threw my phone out the window. And I was driving back from Hollywood to Texas, right? And I ended up running out of gas at some point, which is, usually I've got a pretty good gauge on how much, because the thing, your thing will hit E, but it also goes below E. and and after a while you get to know how low you can go before you need gas. But it was still above E, and it ran out of gas, right? And all I had was $200 in my savings account, which I had a card for, right? So, and I broke down right on the south side of Joshua Tree National Park, like not in Joshua Tree, but on I-10 on the south side of Joshua Tree National Park. So it took me several hours to walk to the nearest, I mean, this is middle of nowhere. Luckily, there was a gas station like 5 miles away, and it took me forever to get there. And actually, a lot of weird stuff happened there too, but I ended up I was trying to pull out money from my savings account, and so I can get fill up my gas canister and go back to my car. But my PIN number wasn't working, which is weird because I've had the same PIN number my entire life. It's 4 digits from my first phone number that I would never, ever forget that phone number. Like, it's absolutely ingrained. And it just wasn't working. So the people at the gas station would not let me use their phone for some reason. So I hung out outside the gas station. Some random person came up, let me use their phone. I called the credit union. It wasn't like a normal bank. It was a credit union that I had my account with. And I called them. I'm like, hey, like, my PIN number is not working. I'm stranded literally in the middle of the desert, and I need to get my money to get some gas. And then the lady told me, and she's like, all right, let me look into this. Like, oh, well, it appears that you've changed your PIN number. And I was like, when? And she said about 5 hours ago, which is exactly when my car broke down. And that's how long it took me to get there. I'm like, I definitely did not do that. I don't even have a phone. I don't even have a way of doing that. But, well, can we change it back? And she said, oh, well, no, you have to, because that credit union is pretty, they're pretty strict on everything. And they're like, oh, well, no, the only way you can change your PIN number is if you come into our office, if you come into the credit union and personally change it. The problem with that is those credit unions only exist in Texas. They're not anywhere else. And I'm in California, and I had been there for months and months and months. I had not been to Houston in at least over a year at that point. And I'm saying, like, how is that possible? I clearly have not been there. And then she said, well, somebody came in here this morning, and she was saying it was me. She's like, well, according to the records, you came into our office this morning and changed your PIN number, which is impossible. I haven't been there in over a year. And,
you haven't told me this.
And so, yeah, I've never told anybody this part. And so I asked, I was like, well, like, do you at least know, like, who the person looked like? Like, and she was like, oh, well, I wasn't here at the time. This was a few hours ago. Whoever was working there had left. I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm screwed, right? So I'm just hanging outside of this gas station. I have no idea what to do. And then all of a sudden, like, I swear to God, all of a sudden, a stretch Hummer limousine shows up, and it parks right by me. And this big, buff, bodyguard-looking guy comes out, and he goes, are you Brian? And I'm, like, looking around. I'm like, yeah. He's like, here, get in the limo. I've got a ride for you. I was like, I'm literally stranded in the middle of nowhere, and this random limo shows up to pick me up. I'm like, okay. So I get in the limo, and he drive, and it was like a fancy limo. Like, he had drinks for me and everything, like bottles of water. He had food in there. Like,
I would never get
I had been
in the
stuck
fucking
up there
thing.
for a couple of days at this point.
You already fucked up.
So
wait a minute.
He drove me to the nearest hotel.
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
He gave me this really weird, cryptic speech. He was kind of saying, there's a lot of people that care about you, and you've just, you need to be careful with who you deal with, and I think you've gone a little too far. You've gotten a little bit too involved with things. that you are better off not.
Gigi, where's your common sense, buddy? Gigi, why'd you get in the limo? Why, man? That's dumb. That was the last thing you should have done.
Because I had blisters on my feet. I
know, but they knew that.
Back and forth to my car for the desert. I was starving. I had no money.
I would have still told him to go fuck himself.
I had no other option. But
went and
he ended
ate
up
in the
being
woods.
really cool, and he escorted. He paid for my hotel room. He escorted me to my room, and he hung out for a while, kind of like a bodyguard, and was just giving me these life lectures. And I don't know who hired that guy to come pick me up or what, but that happened. And then he was able to arrange for me to go get my car, and he helped me out with the gas, and he got me on my way. And talk about interference, and there's the level of interference, but then there's this other group of people that seemed somehow they knew where I was, even though I didn't have a phone or any way to track me. They knew where I was. They were fully aware of my situation. I had never met these people before, and they literally saved me. If it wasn't for that, I might have been stranded out there for days. And to this day, I do not know how. I don't know who that was. I don't know who they work for. I don't know what team they're on. But obviously, they're...
Dude, they set it up that way. Don't you get it? They set it up so that you had nowhere else to go but to get in their vehicle.
Well, there's two ways to look at it. One, somebody was fucking with me because they changed my PIN number. Somebody walked into the credit union in Houston
now, Gigi,
changed my
wait
PIN
a minute,
number.
buddy.
So they're obviously not on my side.
All right. Can somebody else have a word in here besides you, please? I'm sorry to say it that way, but you keep going on and on and on and on, and nobody gets to say nothing. We'd like to be included in this discussion here.
Oh, my bad. I was just trying to explain the whole story. But yeah, go ahead.
All right.
The thing with Gigi, you have to you got to herd him in the right direction, and
I'm used to, I don't mean to sound, no offense or anything, but people with radio etiquette. That is why Daniel left, because he could not get a word in, and he left. But anyway.
Oh, my bad.
10-9.
What I would like to know is why don't you see that they set you up so that there was nowhere left for you to go?
I do see that.
And John, don't you think that they could have easily wiped out his phone, done all that stuff to him, and then he was being targeted, wasn't he, John?
Yeah, he's being tracked. I'm sitting here going, see, I dissect this information as part of my expertise, because that's what I did for a living. I dissect each piece of detail, and I'm still waiting on the start of stuff about the PIN number on the card. And I was sending some text messages, kind of sending some ideas. But if somebody did that, I don't believe somebody walked into their friggin' office, because they would have to have tape on it. They would have to who did it, and there's a record of who made the change and the technician. But I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying there's a lot of questions that you have to ask about, is it possible? And I don't think I would have gotten into a vehicle unless I was totally dying of thirst. And 5 miles over in Joshua Tree is not too far, but it's far enough if you're hot.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the thing is I was stuck out there for 2 days. I had made the trip back and forth, that 5-mile walk. I had made that trip back and forth, and back and forth 3 times over 2 days. I literally had blisters on my feet. I couldn't walk anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
And at that point, it was if this is, if this is the end, then I would take anything other than being stranded in the desert with blistered feet. I was going to die out there. It was either that or I just take a chance with the limo. But the guy was pretty clearly on my team. And what's interesting about that is the whole his whole lecture that he gave me during the limo ride and at the hotel, somehow he had my sister's phone number, and he had actually called my sister and put the phone on speakerphone, and she also heard the entire conversation of what happened there. And we can bring her on sometime, and she can tell, and she can vouch exactly what happened there. But whoever
you tossed your other phone away, right?
Yeah, I had no phone, no means of communicating with anybody at the time. There's no way that anybody should have known where I was. Yeah.
No, I understand that. I'm asking a different kind of a question that you're probably not catching on to, but
okay.
There's those other things, GPS, implants, there's all kinds of other technology that you're not aware of. And I had to reset my own flip phone. See, I don't use a smartphone. I use an old prepaid Samsung Convoy 2, and I think they're up to 4 now. And I don't know if you had Verizon, but I have Verizon, and when you do the updates, 228, it doesn't work. So they had to do 228.90. Well, I wasn't getting the updates, so I had to take it to a technician, double check his technical expertise. And we did a reset, sort of, turned it off, turned it on, took the battery out, put it back in, blah, blah, blah. And now it's working great. But there's all kinds of technology that the government has at the higher levels. They can tap into you, they can trace you, track you, and zone in on you. And it doesn't matter if GPS is on 911 off or on. They can still do it.
So anyway,
clearly.
Can I summarize briefly what happened to you? You're targeted. They centered you out and they picked you up. I don't know what else to say. I'd sort of like to get back to the paranormal side of things. I wouldn't have gone in. I would have ran in the woods and eaten squirrel than go in that limousine, to tell you the truth.
Well,
but anyway, we have Adam Watt on here, my psychic, and we also have Angry Bong with us now. So can you guys say hi to them?
Oh, hi.
What's happening?
How?
Adam?
Hey there.
Oh, Adam, I got to turn you up. I can't hear you. Okay, try again.
So,
hi, Joe.
I don't really want to try to derail the program. I just want to remind everybody that, our Lord, he gave himself for our sins, and everybody should just take a little bit of their day, every day.
And remember Bill Hicks.
Yes.
Bill Hicks has very little to do.
He died for our sins.
No, Jesus died for our sins. Bill Hicks was a drug-using comedian that died because he was a sinner.
Didn't Jesus use drugs and have a sword?
No, Jesus was a good man who fed many with one fish.
I thought he was an alcoholic that made water into wine because he liked wine better.
No, Jesus saved alcoholics.
And,
But
Joe...
he turned water into wine, so he kind of made them, too, if you think about it.
No, you're not supposed to get drunk on table wine.
Well, Joe, I've got a question for you that I've always been not fully understood about this, and actually there's a comedian rather. No. Man, I can't believe I can't remember his name. How dare me?
You probably drink a lot of wine.
But he made a joke, basically was like, which kind of explains my confusion, which is like, Jesus died for your sins. Like, I don't understand the correlation. That's like saying, I hit my foot with a shovel for your mortgage. Like how does one Doug Stanhope, by the way, that was the comedian. How does one affect the other?
Okay,
he killed himself
here's the part
to
you're
pay
not
for your
I'm gonna
hookers.
Explain it to you.
Please do.
God created humanity, but humanity run amok because they wouldn't listen. Right? Eve, she ate the fucking apple. She screwed things all up.
Well, that's his fault for giving us free will.
Wait a minute. I'm speaking now. If you want to hear the explanation, you got to let me speak.
Yeah, let's hear it.
No,
Okay.
I've had enough Pentecostal for.
So, the world is amok So God tried to save the world with the flood, right? So he wiped everybody out and he tried to start over again, but he promised never to do that again. So when the world became so chaotic, he sent Jesus rather than a flood the second time. And when God had reached this point where he was just going to wipe humanity out, Jesus looked at God and gave himself for you and for me so humanity could live.
But
That's
why
what
do
they
you
mean for when
Christians you
Jesus died
eat
for your
him?
sins.
Why do you eat and drink blood like cannibals of your God?
Jesus died so humanity could live.
Well, did it have to be him though? Like, couldn't anybody have done that?
No, because everybody wasn't the offspring of God and a virgin mother.
Okay.
Right? There was only one Jesus.
The thing that
Yeah.
confuses me is
Yeah, Adam, can you turn your end up? It's on your end that you're a little low there, buddy. I just noticed that.
Can thou hear me now?
Oh yeah, that's better.
Who's Adam?
Adam is my he's a psychic. He's a psionic.
A scion.
A scion, yeah.
What, is he here right now? 'Cause
Yeah.
I see John and Joe and you and me and Cortana.
Actually, yeah.
I don't
But
see
I have,
Adam.
dude, I have infinite things that I do with my mixing board. I have another Skype that's connected that I connect through my mixing board.
A name.
So, yeah, I can still take calls too.
Kingdom Come.
Oh my gosh, Joe. You're really going to do this? Like, don't, I dare you.
We do this every Sunday, Mike.
I dare you to say the A word at the end of the prayer. You know you're going to get electrocuted. Igor hates that word.
We do this every Sunday, Mike. I don't know why we got to have this fight every Sunday.
I know, but
don't make Igor come out.
I don't preach to you 6 days a week, but Sunday's mine, and you know it.
All right, I'll let you do it.
Well, it's 10:22 p.m. here, so it's not technically Sunday on my end. So I don't know, man.
Well,
so Joe, I'm interested to know, what do you think about the lost gospels, like the lost gospel of Thomas, which, if you read through that, really what that book is it's just a series of quotes that Jesus said, that was recorded by Thomas, and when you read through it, it kind of contradicts what we know today as modern Christianity. I mean, what he's talking about in there is straight up Eastern philosophy. He talks about, the God energy is in the rock just as it's in you, like, and you can reach enlightenment too. But whereas modern Christianity would say, you cannot attain, you cannot attain enlightenment. Like you're not, like, we're not worthy. Like, the only way to do that is to, it's like two completely different perspectives on that. And there's a lot of other lost gospels too, like the books of Mary and what have you. But what do you think about those lost gospels, and more specifically, what do you think about the legitimacy of those, if you've had a chance to read those?
My feelings on the lost gospels are this, is that the original teachings of the Hebrew text, right, like the book of Genesis and that, they are the words of God. And up until Jesus comes along and the teachings of John and such come, then nothing changes. Anything that happens after those original texts about Jesus, to me, I don't accept them. I think they're all just fictitious.
Wait, weren't you saying something about readings? Like,
yeah,
isn't there a psychic here?
Yes, there's two psychics here. Would you like a reading?
I would definitely love a reading. This religious stuff is too much for me right now. I'm so bored.
Yeah.
Come on, let's play.
Yeah,
This is
Adam.
supposed to be a
Wow,
funny show. Come on.
you're a very, very attention-starved little thing, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my boyfriend lives out of state, so you know.
Okay.
Well,
Adam,
I'm just
can you
saying,
check
like,
your sound, please?
everybody's having a conversation here, but
Well, they're
because
having a religious conversation. I was watching it in Christianity for the longest time.
so
Are you
I don't
able
want to hear
to
that
do
anymore.
Bible readings,
Let's
Joe?
just psychic and paranormal. I got excited.
Yeah. Adam, are you there?
Everybody allow the girl to have her way, I guess. You know, she's the most important person in the room. Like everybody just stop talking about what you're talking about and make sure the girl's heard. Go ahead, honey. Stage is yours.
Well, yeah. Okay, Adam, are you there?
Nope, I'm not here.
All right, there we go. I was really wanting to hear his voice, just to make sure he was connected, because he's been on here for a long time and hasn't had a word in. So, Adam, can you tell Cortana a little about yourself?
Sure. My name is obviously Adam, and for 23 years, I have trained and learned psychic abilities, and in particular psionics. And essentially, what psionics is that it's kind of a subset of what you generally think of as a psychic, in that we are a lot more scientific minded. We use and train our abilities in a different way than psychics do, and quite a lot more actually to it. Anyway, and I've had
I just want you all to know God hears this heathen talk.
Hey, Joe, I want you to know that the Wolfman can do some psychic readings too, but what I do is I can read female ass cracks.
I'm just telling you, when the
you
day
just have
comes,
to show it to me, and I will do
stand in
it.
front of St. Peter, and you got to atone for your actions. All this fucking black magic shit yous are doing at night, you're going to be sorry, because the fire's going to get you.
It's actually kind of funny that in the realm of psionics, we actually have scions from basically every religion. Catholics, Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, everything, and so the ideal that just because of a particular religion and such beliefs as that like black magic and whatnot, and that because of the practice of psychic abilities or what have you,
and all I'm going to say to you is, Adam, is 4 out of every 5 dentists say brushing your teeth is good to keep cavities away. That means 1 out of 5 says you can eat candy. So
and yes, and probably it would actually say fluoride is not good for you. It's actually the same chemical structure as Prozac.
And it hinders your third eye.
Yes.
Calcifies the pineal gland.
Yeah, Cortana,
Yes.
What is your question for Adam? And we can both read. Adam and I can both read. So what I'm going to do...
Are we being serious?
I can read too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my headphones off and mute while you talk to him. And then you ask me the same question after, and I'll give you my reading. And then from the two, you'll see some kind of a synchronicity, and that will give you a more accurate reading.
And I want to go too after Cortana.
And I'm going to pray for you all while you're doing it.
Okay, so
Well,
now...
have fun. Knock yourself out.
Okay, I'm going... So
No, I'm not
going
praying
off
for you because you're
the headphones.
sassy.
I don't want to hear...
Nope.
I don't want to hear your... Oh, actually, I don't mind hearing the question. I just don't want to hear Adam's response. So what I'll do is I'll just... after you ask your question, I'm gonna take my headphones off. And
all right.
Maybe you guys can tell me in the.
Are we being serious right now?
Yes,
I don't
this
know.
is totally
I don't know how
serious.
to
Totally
define
serious.
this.
Actually, you have two psychics
okay.
here with you. Yes, this is totally serious.
Totally serious. Totally serious.
Serious. Serious as a heart attack.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and I just had a wife that died from one, so yeah, that's not even funny, but this is serious. Yes.
Wow.
Psychic.
Wow.
You actually
The
told me.
skank's on a roll.
But and I'm really sorry about that too, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. How about some career? Is some insight on my career and the direction it's going?
Oh, I can do this one. I'm good at this.
Is,
Your career. You're going to have to learn how to cook French fries.
Oh my!
I know
God.
the yam fries.
Oh man!
And I'm a very good cook, by the way.
Okay.
Ask Gigi.
That's it.
She is.
Okay.
Very much.
Adam, do you want me to put on some music for you?
Sure.
Okay. Are you using cards, or are you just gonna do a soul dive?
I think I'll use the cards this time.
That's what I would suggest.
I just got new tarot cards too.
All right. Here we go. We're doing some readings.
Here's the first card.
And I am out of here.
The first card is the upside down Queen of Pentacles. And it's interesting. The second card is the Queen of Wands. And another one, the Ace of Pentacles. And so,
Ooh. I like the Ace of Pentacles.
You said
Pentacles,
tentacles,
of
not
awesome.
testicles.
And so,
Either way, both kind of good in their own ways.
Okay, I'm back. And are you done, Adam? Or should I get back off of here?
I'm not quite done.
Okay, I'll get back off.
And anyway,
I'm not listening, but message me in the Skype chat when you're done, Adam, please.
Alrighty. Anyway, with the with the upside down Queen of Pentacles, it's
Do you make your own music?
yes, I do.
Fantastic.
This is my own. And anyway,
I don't know what you got for making this song, but you should have got life.
Maybe it's just a little loud.
anyway,
Well, as you're saying this, I'm looking at my small little tarot guidebook too, because I just got a new tarot deck, the Gustav Klimt tarot deck. It's all nice and gold and gorgeous.
yeah, my new one's in the Anne Stokes collection Gothic tarot that I got recently.
I'm confused about something. If you guys have the ability to read the cards, why would you need a guidebook to tell you what the cards say?
Well, see, I'm not really good at the guidebook because I'm getting back into tarot. And each card has a specific meaning, and there's like 72 cards as a whole. So that's a lot to remember, honestly. At least for me, anyway. So I'm trying to get back into it and memorize everything. But I have a very kind of, not basic, maybe intermediate understanding of the cards. But I got out of it for a long time just because, I didn't really have any time or anything. And so I was like, if I'm going to get a new tarot deck, because I've been using like the same one since high school, and so if I'm going to get a new tarot deck, it has to be absolutely perfect. And there's so many decks around that, and then finally I found one that was Gustav Klimt themed. If you know that particular artist, and I was like, this is perfect. This will get me to start reading tarot again.
Oh.
But there's a lot of things to memorize, and when it comes to people who there's some people who are like, well, why can't you do your own readings? Well, I can't read myself, or else the cards will just start getting sarcastic on me.
Yeah, you can, and no, you don't have to memorize anything. It's all a matter of feel and the first thoughts that come into your mind.
Oh.
That too. There's a lot of symbolism to take into account.
Well, you have to know the basics of it. Once you get the basics of it, everything else should fall right into place very, very, very nicely. It should feel really comfortable when you do a reading. If you don't know the card very well, look it up. The first few times when you look things up, then after a while you get used to them. But usually it's just the feeling of the card. When you look at it, the first feeling that you get is what
that's how I am with
your spirit
crystals.
Guides are telling you. Yeah, I can do it with crystals,
That's how
pendulums.
I am with crystals. I have more of a bond with crystals.
Yeah, well, I don't fuck with crystals because they've got freaky powers. So.
And that's why
except for the kind you smoke, right, Joe?
I ain't getting into that shit.
Yeah, Joe likes smoking crystals.
And to be honest, I have more of a bond with souls as with the soul dive.
Yeah, I can do that now too. It's easier for me to just connect with you on a spiritual level and just have your guides tell me what's going on. They're telling me that this is interesting.
What are they saying?
This is interesting.
Joey Ramone once said that the KKK took his baby away.
There's an open window. They're saying there's an open window coming up soon that will help you get ahead if you notice it at the right time. And I think it has to do with getting on another show or something like that. Somebody that you'll meet that will help boost your show and both you guys. If that's what you're asking, are you asking about your show
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it out loud.
Okay, well that's what your guides are telling me. There's going to be someone that you'll meet.
Well, there's only one way to get famous on Spreaker, and that's sleep with me, like Debbie Daly did.
Oh yeah, you do have to sleep with Joe, and that's besides the point. But
no, Christians have too much guilt associated with sex. We can't do that.
Anyway, no, if you want to do black magic and run around in the woods naked and do spells, then that's with me.
Yeah, I will do that, dude.
That's what confession's for. I can do whatever I want 6 days a week and just fess up for it on Sunday.
Yeah, see.
As long as I admit to it on Sunday, it's all good.
I'm all about the running around in the forest doing spells thing.
Yeah, naked.
Yeah, I'll do that, sure.
Me too.
All of us.
Yeah. I ain't going to do no spells. I'll do the naked.
duck magic, and yeah, so far
I'll
it's
just
been
go
working.
naked and pop mushrooms or stuff.
Yeah.
Eat mushrooms.
Gigi will bring
See,
the
that sounds like a
mosquito
good time.
stuff.
Yeah. Mushrooms and anal.
Everybody's got to bring something.
Yeah, that does not sound like a good time.
Well,
I just
that
prefer
depends on
mushrooms
who
and
you
grape
ask.
lips, but that's it.
I'll bring a staff, and somebody has to bring insect repellent. Somebody
I'm
has
gonna
to,
bring a
somebody has to bring a
insect
lighter.
repellent.
We're only allowed to have one thing. It's like naked and afraid. Anyways, yeah. No, I was actually doing a reading for you. Your guides are telling me, and this is serious,
Yes.
that you're going to meet somebody, and it's going to be unexpected person that you're going to have a hard time recognize as somebody, but they're way bigger than what you think, and the story might seem screwed up. That's what they're saying, but I don't think they've ever been heard. This person's never been told his story before, so you're going to ground break something.
Well,
Yeah, it's going to be
I feel
wild.
that.
You're gonna
I'm
meet.
so
You're
okay
gonna
with
meet
this.
somebody, and it's not a famous person. This is just somebody you're gonna meet. It might be on the
Who?
street, or it might be in Twitter, or it might be something you're gonna meet
Who
somebody.
is the chick?
Is it going to be
Yeah.
on Arizona?
Cortana. Cortana is gonna meet.
Is it-
her.
In
him.
Arizona or
Is
any
it going to be
specific
in
location?
Arizona?
Cortana is gonna meet him. It's I know. I'm trying to get a name.
It's gonna be Sebastian Bach.
You're screwing me up. I'm
That's
trying
That's
to.
exactly what I thought.
Okay, I
He's
can't
gonna
go any
be
further.
opening in
Joe wrecked
Reno.
my reading. He wrecked it all. Anyways, was there any similarities between my
Well, can
reading?
you get him out of it?
Um,
Can you get him out of here so he doesn't wreck it?
No, because he's still in my head, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh no! I thought you meant the crazy Christian guy over in the corner.
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
what I
Thought he
mean.
was
Like
wrecked it.
even if I get him out of Skype here, he's still gonna be in my chat room and in my head because he's psychic and he throws shit
That's right.
in my head all the time. So it doesn't really matter.
Because
And,
the power
you know,
of Christ
I've got-
compels me.
I've got one
The power
quick
of Christ
question for.
compels me.
I've got one quick question for Super Christian Joe here.
Sure.
So when it comes to, the return of Jesus that has been prophesized.
Well, wait
You know,
a minute.
there's
Wait a minute. No,
there's usually
no.
one of
You're-
two
you-
points.
now
One,
you're wrecking my
you see-
reading. We didn't even finish.
Okay, all I
Bringing
want
it
to
together
say
yet.
is the girl on the call doesn't want to talk about religion.
All right, well,
because
then
Yeah.
obviously,
we'll skip it.
Obviously,
It's kind of
she's
awful.
obviously she's educated in religion.
Can we
And she
knows
actually
women
are to
finish?
blame
You know,
for the
this
sins
reading is
because of
taking an
Eve,
awful long
And she
time.
feels singled out amongst all of us men.
Adam, how much
So
is
I-
it going to cost them now already? Like, you are being charged for this, by the way, by the minute.
$50 so far.
All right, yeah, okay. See, and you haven't even told us if my readings have any synchronicities with his, because I didn't hear his.
And I didn't actually completely finish mine either.
Well, we keep getting interrupted.
Well, I'd like to finish this. Did you get a name, Adam? Am I onto something here?
The same, a lot of the same stuff that you were talking to me, talking about a lot of the stuff that you were talking about, and the were basically the same stuff that one of
Your
her.
cards?
That one of her spirits, her spirit guides were sorry for all my stuttering. A lot of that same stuff was being communicated to me, but by both her soul and her spirit guides as well.
So what I want to know is, because you're better at this than me, can you get the name of this person? Because it would help her to know the name first, and even a first name or a letter or something, so that when she sees it, she's more likely to latch onto that and not let it pass by her.
Okay. Yeah, can
I'm still here. Just waiting very patiently.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I never even interrupted that time, so nobody can blame me.
Oh, we could.
No, we're gonna read
could,
you
but
next.
you'd be bearing false witness, and that is a sin.
We're gonna read. I mean, electrocute. I mean, read you next.
Well,
the letter that keeps showing up as R.
Yeah. Maybe a double R. Maybe a double R. 2 R's.
And yeah. Yes.
First and last name both, I think, start with R. Or maybe the first
You'd
two
say
initials.
yes.
I see 2 R's. Capital.
Seeing the same thing.
There you go, Cortana.
And
So, keep
you're
my eye out for the person with the 2 R's to
Yeah.
share some groundbreaking information for our show.
Yeah. It actually will be a paranormal topic, but something that has never been discussed. Something new.
I like that.
your soul is telling me that there are a lot of opportunities that are coming up for you, and based on your various past lives, it's saying that it'd be very wise to cultivate and recognize these opportunities when they come.
I'm so okay with that.
We could sing a hymn.
How about Kumbaya?
How about bringing in the sheep?
Okay. Do you have a scythe? Or a sickle?
No, we just sing it.
Yeah, you have to go chop down wheat while you're doing it.
Why do you have to do that when you sing hymns?
Well, that's what they used to do with that song.
It's not what we do with that song. We just sing it.
Okay. Well, you know what else it actually means? It's reaping the people's souls. Just like you're cutting down wheat. That's what it means.
That's creepy.
No, that's not what it
that's...
It's almost
bringing
as
in
if
the
it's like a
sheaves.
death cult, you know?
You know, yeah, because bringing in sheaves is what people used to do when they chopped wheat down, and they would put it into sheaves. So you chopped all these things down.
No, it's about bringing your
it could be wrong.
soul to your shepherd, which is Jesus, so he can take you to the greener pastures of heaven.
Or just, you know, like
That just sounds like
harvesting,
living to die. That's kind of boring.
harvesting the souls of
And
the
life is
idiots.
very precious. I mean, we shouldn't even talk about soul harvesting right now. That's rude. You're being rude.
I'm being rude?
I am maybe
You
being
have
Yes,
continuously
you shouldn't
mocked
be
my religion.
talking
You have continuously mocked
constantly.
my religion and
constantly.
degraded it on this call, and I'm the rude one.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Now you wait 1 minute now. I tell you, you know damn right you eat the cow, and cows are sacred in my country, you know.
Yes. No talking about soul reaping.
You know you eat the cow.
Considering the tragedy that happened to Wolfman, I don't think that's very nice of you.
Well, let us all remember that this is...
since he's the one who brought the topic up of soul reaping, I don't think I have anything to feel ashamed for.
I don't know. No, just bringing in the sheaves, all that. Anyway, my girl wasn't Christian. She was born Catholic and everything, but when she died, she was the same as me. She believed in, like, nature spirits and...
That's awesome.
Fairies, elementals. She wore a pentacle, you know.
That's cool. I'm really sorry that you had to go through that.
But no magic can.
It really sounded that way a minute ago when you brought her up to make a point.
No magic can that I know of can stop diabetes, and that is something that
actually, I know something that can.
Well, don't what?
Okay, I would have liked to known it before, but I didn't have no idea that it was that serious. But I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants to hear about this.
But you want me to tell you?
Yeah. Tell me what stops diabetes. What can people do?
All right.
It's terrible.
So here,
it kills people.
There's a big experiment done. They took 10 people that had diabetes of both kinds, right? And they took them out to the spot in South America. How dare me? I forget exactly where it was, but it was a sort of a retreat center where you stay there for a week or two. They feed you nothing but raw leafy greens and like non-acidic food, like a very proper diet, and you know, like no Taco Bell, no Burger King, like all natural, whole foods, organic, all that stuff, right? So they take these 10 people out there, and they all had diabetes when they got there. After 2 weeks, they were all completely cured. They were no longer diabetic whatsoever. And these were all Americans, by the way, right? So after the study, they literally figured out how to get rid of diabetes. And they've been doing it forever, but this was the first official, financed study.
I have a question.
By a major university. But real quick, here's the interesting thing, is that after all 10 of those people were no longer diabetic, as soon as they returned back to their regular Western culture American life, 8 out of those 10 people became re-diabetic because they went back to their old ways of eating all of this GMO junk, acidic, sugar is a main one, and all this stuff. And it's just, it really just boils down to your diet, and they prove that pretty clearly.
So you can cure type 1 diabetes with your diet?
Absolutely, that's what the study showed. I wish I knew which university was that put on this trial and this trip and this experiment. But I want to say
type 1 is type 1 is an autoimmune disease. You're kind of born with that.
Yeah, it's your pancreas don't produce enough insulin.
It's very inevitable. You're kind of born with type 1, so I highly doubt that. Anything can really.
That's what I'm saying, though, is some of the participants were in that exact category, and by the end of the trial,
up until the invention of insulin, and if you had type 1 diabetes, you would die as a child.
Yeah,
like you would make it to adulthood. So, like, your diet has nothing to do with that. Your body don't create insulin. Type 2 diabetes is diet related.
No, well, they're both.
It's a type of autoimmune disease as far as type 1 is concerned, and that means that the body is just going to attack itself, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
Unless you provide your body with the proper
the best diet.
And it wasn't just nutrients. They also did a lot of yoga. They did a lot of meditate. Like it was like a full blown retreat. And even in those types of people,
I eat right and everything, and I'm still sick.
Well, let me put it to you this way.
I do yoga and meditation and all that stuff, and
you do yoga.
People are just sick. Sometimes people are just sick.
It's really
you're one of them bendy chicks. Sorry about the attitude.
Well, it really is very simple. If your body is acidic, then yeah, if you're that type 1, it's going to make things worse. But if you cut out, sugar is the number 1 killer. And by sugar, I mean when you eat bread, when you eat grains, rice, wheat, alcohol, that all of that stuff, it literally translates into sugar. If you cut out sugar from your diet, and anything that translates into sugar, which basically is meat and vegetables and the occasional fruit, because fruits have a lot of sugar in it. If you change your diet like that, like they did in these studies, it is absolutely miraculous how your body can recover from those conditions. But that's the same thing with the study is they did that for 2 weeks and they were fine. But as soon as they went back home and they started eating bread and they started eating rice and they started eating pizza and dough and stuff, all of a sudden it comes back.
So you're telling me.
I know, but that's if you're a normal person with a normal functioning immune system, which will work for them. But some people are just born with certain genetic diseases that no amount of alkaline eating will cure, except just it's all maintenance.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that's what the study showed is that it did cure it. And they were fine until they went back to their old ways. And this also gets back.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. So you're saying millions of people globally could cure their diabetes. All they got to do is eat salads for 2 weeks.
No, you could also eat meat and bacon.
Yeah, no, meat.
Basically, paleo diet. You could totally eat
basically
bacon.
a paleo diet, or
but I think you're missing the point.
But I don't know. Let's not give medical advice.
If millions of people globally can cure their diabetes in 2 weeks by eating salads and bacon, don't you think at least 10% of them would do that and cure their diabetes?
You would think, but they don't. They keep ordering pizza. They keep eating rice. They keep eating bread.
Wow.
I'm just saying that's what the study
showed. Oh, I know
showed.
what you're saying.
That's what the study showed. And it proved they proved it very clearly. And actually there's a documentary called The Gerson Miracle. I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix. It's called The Gerson Miracle. And it explains everything that I would like to explain here, but I don't want to take up too much time. But The Gerson Miracle. Look that up on YouTube and watch that. And then come back and talk to me.
And then have an orgasm because it's just so amazing. Mm-hmm.
Adam, do you have the witch on your Skype?
I soon will, yeah.
Because I can't add her in with your call until she accepts my friend request. She found me on the other line, but I can't add her to that line because it's full.
Okay. Just have to find her here.
So we are adding a witch to the call.
Cool.
And we're adding a witch to the call, and somebody is smashing things in the background. I may have to actually take a
for the record, I'm not. I mean, maybe I am giving advice, but I'm just telling you what these studies showed. That's all I'm saying.
But I'm sorry, it's time for a break. So I broke the fucking window.
Thank you.
Is that all right? I broke the fucking window.
Is it time for a commercial break or just a window break?
Yeah, no, it's time for a Godzilla break. Yeah, no.
All
right?
Do a group prayer.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do my prayer in this language. Actually, no. How about we do? Oh man, yeah, I get a little bit of this one, and then I'm gonna find something really cool for you. But no, we're taking.
Hey, Wolfman, I've got one of our regular audience people. He wanted to call in.
Yeah, after this break.
Do we have time for that, or is there a call-in number, or how can we bring him in?
775-990-8447. Or just
all right, say it one more time.
775-990-8447. Or if you can find, if you want to Skype me, you can find me at hashtag 47talk on Skype or Wolfman Mike 47.
Wolfman Mike 47.
But I also have a Skype line that's the same as my Twitter chat room name, hashtag 47talk. You can find that one too.
Monster Castle Paranormal Radio.
And I'm going to try this. I'm going to look for something. I found something today. It is groovy. Oh, yeah. So, Adam, I found this song today.
Yeah?
Yeah, guess what? It's a rock song. And it has Jews harp in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Yeah. I gotta find it. It's way at the bottom. Man, how come it doesn't do things in order?
I'm trying to figure out how to add her to the column.
Oh. Well, I wonder if she's taking my request yet. I just hit that plus.
She's away now.
I might have to just call her straight out and then explain to her. Or I'll just add her on the other line.
Okay.
She didn't. Yeah. Because okay, she's new to Skype, so that's the only way I can do that. Okay, damn it, that didn't work either. Okay, now I know what this is. I don't know why it didn't. I heard this today, and it's just awesome song. Yeah. Here we go. All right, this is Cinderella. It's a song called Shelter, and I dig it because of the mouth harp, Ozark Mountain, Jews harp, whatever you want to call it. Come on. Come on.
Get us by.
Now that was groovy, baby. Oh yeah, far out, right on, and excellent. Do we have the witch with us now?
Yay!
You there?
Hello.
Hey, right
Yes,
on.
I am.
All right, we got the other part of our Trinity here. Okay.
Trinity
All right.
of awesomeness.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yay! Another fellow witch.
Yep. Okay. Now we got the third psychic here. So, what I want you to do, though, if you guys remember my story from the last weekend, the UFOs that I saw up north. Well, here's my witness right here. If you want to interview her and hear her side of the story, what she saw. Yeah. So you might, if you're not familiar with mine, you may want to ask me about my side of the story first, and then ask her, or the other way around. I don't care.
Well, we are not familiar, but maybe you both should just come on our show and tell us. I kind of want to keep it a surprise then.
No.
For us, anyway.
Well, we're halfway through this show. Why don't you guys just simulcast? You're almost at the, just go in simulcast and do a show right now and simulcast with me. I thought you would. You're welcome to.
Yeah.
What, are you talking about us?
Yeah, you guys are welcome to simulcast with me right now if you want to. And
all right, well,
yeah.
I'll set it up.
Set it up, and then do the interview, and then it's on both shows.
So
Okay. So I guess this will be part of our shift happenings.
Yeah. So what should I title it? Monster Castle Shift or
whatever you want, or just say
Shift Castle.
Shift Castle.
Well, this is actually a UFO. What would you call it? Like, I'm releasing information from my UFO study, and I have witnesses.
Well,
I went up there to find them, and I found them.
This will be part of our gallery of shift happenings that we kind of do.
Basically,
when we do our random shows.
It's okay. Just call it Wolfman's UFO sighting. I don't know.
When people hear I'm on your show, you'll get more ratings.
Yeah, for sure, man. So,
I'm a big Spreaker star.
What should we call you on this show? She calls
me?
Cutie Pie 1973.
Wait. Yes, Cutie Pie. What is your name, Cutie Pie? Aside from just Cutie Pie.
What happened to John?
I don't know.
He's still here.
Tracy Lee.
Okay, she doesn't mind being called Tracy Lee. Okay, I just wanted to know that before I say it. Right on. Okay. So
you say Jason Lee.
Tracy Lee. What was the weirdest thing?
Tracy.
What was the first paranormal thing that ever happened to you when you were young?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to Tracy Lee.
No, it's Tracy.
She's on the other line.
Tracy.
Somebody's eating chips.
Who's munching?
I'm confused.
I was 5 years old. I was like way up north, like close to Abitibi River.
Who's munching?
Far up north.
How many people do you have over there at that bunker, Mike? Or you just got multiple different voice configurations?
No, I have my trinity of psychics here, and Tracy's not used to Skype, so just make sure it's not on speakerphone, and then put the phone to your ear and talk into it, Trace, and you should be heard very well.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You are.
Hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, loud and clear.
We can't hear you at all.
Well, that depends on who you ask.
So, Trace, can you tell them what you saw me do up there, up north, last weekend?
You're asking if there's some activity out there, and if you guys are existing in the paranormal world up in the sky and in the universe, show us some kind of sign or something in the sky to. And then after you said that, I seen a flash of a light go, like a blinking light, more than once, and then it stopped, and then you asked to show it again to my friend, and then I was looking up at the same time, and she seen it as well, and it was like someone flashing a light,
but was
like a blinking light, like crystal.
How high up?
Blinking.
How high up would you say it was?
Like right above the highest star, that was the brightest. Yeah, way up there.
Yeah. You're cutting in and out a little bit, but I think everybody heard that, what she said.
A little bit. Her connection's a little, like, it sounds kind of fuzzy.
I know she doesn't have as good of an internet connection as some of us do.
So where did you see this, actually?
It was.
I think she said in the sky.
Yeah.
So where were you standing on this earth, looking up at the sky?
Off the Port Huron near Port Elgin, right near Port Elgin, off Lake Huron, in Ontario.
And you are in Canada, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be like. It's not quite northern Ontario. I'd say mid Ontario, like I don't know, almost northern Ontario.
So
what do you call it?
Like what? So Wolfman, since we didn't really hear like what had happened, describe this situation. Like what happened? I don't think I listened to the show last week. I was probably too busy doing mushrooms. But anyway.
Oh, nice. Okay, we weren't on any mushrooms. We weren't on anything besides we were. I wasn't even smoking pot. Actually, all we had was beer, and we didn't even get drunk.
What is the story?
Chicks that do mushrooms are all right.
Okay, it was Canada Day weekend, right? So now, from my experience with UFOs, I've always noticed that they actually come around to watch the firecrackers, and so I knew that, and I got invited up north to, and I figured that's way up there, and I said, is there like city lights, anything interfering? I thought that's great. I want to see the sky really clearly with no light pollution from cities and shit. So I went up there, and I knew we were going to see stuff, and absolutely knew we were going to. And I tried this experiment where you call to the thing and tell it to flash and see if it flashes back, and it was working. And Tracy and her friend both saw me do this. Tell it to flash, and it flashed within 2 seconds. And I'd wait like 30 seconds, then do it again, and it flashed again like the same way. Sometimes in a different spot in the sky, but you could tell it was responding to me. Is that right, Tracy, or what?
Yes, that was right. Yes.
That sounds pretty hot.
Well, that would be like the perfect time too for visitations to happen, because people are going to be all looking up at the sky, and there's just going to be too many fireworks going on to tell what's going on, or people are all looking up to the sky, and that would be the perfect time because everybody's looking up to reveal themselves.
Yeah, but there was no firecrackers or nothing going on actually at this time. It was later afterward. They were done by this time. It was later at night, I think, wasn't it?
I think it was the day after, at night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was the day after the firecrackers.
You
That's
know,
right.
I don't know if you're
So,
aware
Wolfman,
of this, but when
have
sky
you-
rockets are in flight, it's usually an afternoon delight.
Oh yeah.
I bet.
Just saying.
Wolfman, have you ever done a night vision? Done the night vision goggles thing where you just look up at the sky, at the night sky, and see the UFOs up there? Because I mean,
I don't
you
have.
could have an
I don't have
experience
night.
at any point in time if you just have to have night vision goggles. Oh my god, the amount of activity that happens just, normally. It's pretty amazing. I mean, we saw it at Contact in the Desert when we were doing night vision stuff.
Yeah, I think if you have the right equipment anytime during the day or night, if you could actually see what's actually going on up there, you'd be shocked. That's why I wanted to go somewhere out where there was no light pollution, where you can really see what's going on. And it was pretty wild. And the first night we saw something almost like a moth-like thing. It kept flashing off and on randomly, and it would, and this is what I wanted to tell Gigi. It would disappear from one spot in the sky and reappear in another spot in the sky, and it went across the whole horizon. Then it came back again and did the last part of it over again from a different spot in the sky. I don't know how else to describe it. How would you describe it, Tracy?
Yeah.
It was like it disappeared one side to the other, like a blinking light, like it looked like a Christmas light flashing, but way in the sky, and it like disappeared, and then it looked like it jumped to another spot without you seeing it move. It was just it appeared one end to the other, and it was
almost like dimension jumping in a way. It goes in and out of our dimension. It appears in one area, and then they slip out, and then they slip back in again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only conclusion I could come up with.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Angry Bong, have you ever seen a UFO?
No.
Wow.
One of the most haunting things that I remember hearing, and it was from John Lear. If anybody remembers him from the Coast to Coast days and stuff, and with Art Bell, it was, if you've seen it, you've already been in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen many.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, man. Have any of y'all ever been to Yellowstone?
Yes, I have.
My sister has.
The night sky view out there is absolutely wondrous. I mean, you see shooting stars every 2 or 5 seconds. It doesn't even look real. But if you have any doubt that anything's going on up there, go to Yellowstone and just look up. Just take 2 hours and just look up at the sky, and you will see some shit that will change your perception of what the fuck is going on. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think it matters where I am or anyone else is. If they want to communicate to, they might show themselves physically to you if they want to. They're quite telepathic, and if you have any sort of telepathy that you have control over, then they're going to be interested in you.
Mhm. Oh yeah, we have a friend of ours who he's got some very interesting recordings, and they are communicating to him. I can't really drop his name right now because we're still in the process of getting these certain recordings looked at by professionals to confirm things, but
I think we could drop his name.
No, we're not going to drop his name right now.
Okay.
Not right now. No.
Okay.
But yeah, I totally believe that if they want you to see them, you'll see them. or even if like I don't doubt Wolfman. I mean, simply because you're into this stuff and the experiences that you already had it, that you're already an experiencer.
Oh, I'm way more than that. I know when they're coming. I know when they're there. My hair stands up on end, and I tell everyone to go look over here, and they all see it. I don't know more proof you want. What do you think, Tracy?
Yeah,
you got Tracy on here now. She's here to confirm what I saw, what I did. I told her what I was going to do, and then I fucking did it.
So you're like a magnet, a UFO magnet. And this is very recent, a week ago, right?
Yeah, it was just last week, man. Yeah, and Adam told me too. I was freaking out because I couldn't find my laser, and I was going to use my laser to trace patterns and summon them, and then he said, "Just don't worry about it. Just use telepathy," and it worked.
Yep. Yeah, because telepathy is the best possible form of communication for sentient beings.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
We might not be able to speak the same language, but we could at least communicate pictures to each other's minds.
That's what I get. I get like a download of pictures from them. They told me about a battle going on up there between some. I know this sounds nuts, but like reptilians.
It's nuts, but I mean, come on, who's who are you talking to?
The ones
me and
I
Gigi, and we already told you about our paranormal experiences.
This is more extensive.
Who would lie about that? You know what I mean? Like I've always just because it's hard to. It's one of those things where it's hard to make up. Like, why would you lie about this? You're not going to get any like fame or fortune or whatever, because it's a very deeply personal experience when you're in contact with these beings.
So I gotta ask something here. So aliens that are able to like intergalactically space travel and come to Earth when they get here would have to communicate telepathically. They wouldn't be able to communicate with us. Like they wouldn't be able to come up with a translator.
No, you hear it in your mind.
They wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to figure out Earth languages from the radio signals that go into space.
Sure, they can, but they can't. They don't need to emulate that. They're beyond that. They just like some people are.
So when they
what if they don't even have vocal cords?
Well, the ones that
so they just built spaceships by just making eye contact with each other.
Well, no, they communicate through pictures in their minds, like their psychic, their telepathic signature is their name. They don't even have
just communicate with mathematics?
Well, they used mathematics to convey messages telepathically. These are insectoids who I'm dealing with. They look like praying mantis, humanoids.
Oh, the mantis.
And like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and if you're in tune and you understand, what they're trying to communicate,
a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Not to mention, if you're trying to use radio,
show a picture of the aliens that you say 1,000 words about.
If you're trying to communicate using our methods, our radio waves or digital, I mean, somebody could overhear that kind of conversation. If you want to direct it to one certain person, of course you're going to go telepathic or in a way an encrypted line.
So they come all the way across the galaxy just to talk to you. Is what
I'm sure
they were already there. They were there.
I'm sure multiple people.
No, they're there to fight off the evil.
Get two birds stoned at once. You know what I mean?
They're there to fight off these evil reptilian type that are actually cloaking themselves and hiding themselves amongst us. And now they're at the point where they're ready to intervene. They're thinking about...
By reptilian, do you mean the Draco, as Corey Good might classify that? Or are you talking about
I really don't know.
Same thing.
I don't know. All I know is that he said reptilians, and they cloak themselves. I've never seen them. They don't communicate with me. I don't really know.
So your mantids, your mantis people, you know, I always wonder, like, okay, so they're protecting us. How do we protect ourselves? You know, that would be a good question to ask them the next time you're in contact with them. Is, you know, I mean, I would love to shoot down a reptilian starship if they're here to try and take over us all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll fight them. I don't care. I don't give.
Well,
Come on.
I don't know. I really don't know. All I
I'll
can
take
say is
anyone on.
the mantis ones are the ones that communicate to me. I've had close encounters twice now where I've actually seen physically in front of me one of them, and that's just recently. They never showed themselves to me before, but I have always heard them talking to me in my head. And that's why everyone should always wear your tinfoil hats. We sell them for $2.99 on Monster Castle. Tinfoil hats, everybody. All right. Now, we're bottom of the hour.
No, not tinfoil. That amplifies the signal.
I'm
no,
kidding.
you don't want any communication.
You have to use condoms.
On your head.
You have to wear condoms over your
Tinfoil,
head.
you know, it's like tinfoil. You wrap it around the antenna of those old TVs, and it amplifies the signal.
It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. It's
Make a helmet of tourmaline.
Tracy, can you advertise our new tinfoil hat drive?
Amplifies the signal.
I thought you wanted to do the commercial for tinfoil hats.
So I got to interject. When you used to put tinfoil around your rabbit ears, it didn't amplify the signal. It made the contact area on the antenna bigger, so it received more signal. Your TV antenna, rabbit ears.
I mean that's what I mean. I'm sorry. I'm a millennial, so you know I have a very vague understanding of antennas and tinfoil.
Well,
is that a retraction?
Real quick.
So the reason they say to wear a tinfoil hat, it stems from World War II, when they used to drop little pieces of tinfoil to jam the radio waves and stuff for radar.
Oh.
They call it chaff. They still use it today, but it's not as effective. But they would fly with bombers, and then they would drop big loads of little pieces of tinfoil in the air, and it would jam up the German.
It's a radar jammer then.
Yeah, because it was
I did not know that actually.
Sort of throws the radio stuff everywhere.
So basically, what you're saying is they
No,
would
I mean,
shoot
they don't
loads
have, like,
into the air, and
they
that
don't
would
have-
jam
they don't sell tinfoil
the
anymore, you know?
sensors.
So the thought behind a tinfoil hat is it's not that it'll so much block, it's that they won't get a clear signal. It will be disrupted.
So like static.
Pixelated.
So, like-
Think of it, it'd be like a
Yeah,
pixelated
static.
signal.
oh my lord, he does know something about it. See, that's not just aliens
I never
or
knew
alien
that,
technology.
actually.
that
I never knew like the reason why.
You know,
I went to
They-
MIT once.
it could be
They
HARP.
hat.
You know, there's so many facilities that can do this. Actually, shit that talks in your head.
That's all.
You know, and they have their black magic ways of doing it now with technology, and like, you know, before cell phones were around, like there used to be just telepaths like me and Adam. We don't need that. We can talk to each other without that stuff.
If you had saw what I saw
How
in
do you do that?
Rwanda in
How
the
do you do
90s,
that, Mike?
you'd
I'd like
be
to ask that
religious
question.
too.
Okay, enter Dennis Dyke is here. Meet my.
And you know, real quick, I just want to say
Dennis is my nemesis.
we have a lot of questions coming in through the chat. I just
Yeah,
want to
tons of
remind everybody that if you can just put that in all caps, that'll make it that much easier for us to see your questions, and we could possibly acknowledge that on the show.
Okay, I'm gonna hit one right now. Moog Boy asked me, "Are the aliens harvesting your soul, Wolfman?" I'm not sure if you mean the reptilians or the mantis type. But I would say that the reptilians could possibly be into that sort of thing and maybe behind. I'm sure they're right into these black magic sort of shit that the Illuminati does. Shit. So yeah, maybe they are. So that's the answer to that one.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about reptiles? Not necessarily reptilians, but reptiles. Their third eye, or what we call the pineal gland, in reptiles, it's actually still an eye, like an eyeball, just like the two that we all have. And are
you telling me in reptiles they actually have an eyeball?
Fascinating that they actually still have that activated in them. Whereas with humans, we have the third eye, but the senses that we get from that are very limited. Whereas reptiles, they still have, like eyeballs there. They've got pupils, they've got lenses, and they have full access to their third eye, of which humans have since lost the ability to have those traits of our third eye.
Man, I would like to see a dissection of that.
Yeah,
could you
I'd like to see that too as well, Mike.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe we could get some reptiles in the castle and Igor will dissect them for us.
Get Gertrude in here too.
Yeah.
Because I think we'd all find that interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's rip apart some reptiles in a minute. And,
Fucking A.
And, yeah. So
some reptile eyeballs and reptile
Dennis,
balls, too.
You asked, I think probably Adam, you want to address Dennis's question about how do you go about speaking telepathically?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, and there's actually
it's not a race.
There's actually quite a few methods of communicating with another's mind telepathically. The one that I've always that I have always used is I just simply, well, it's
not simply. Okay, yeah, it's not simply. Okay.
I know
it's
yeah.
So it's not a race.
You know, basically what I do is well, actually, it depends on the situation. Like if the person is really far away, like for example you, I would search for what's called a psi signature, basically an impression of who you are in my mind, and then through that.
And then you tap into that.
Yeah, and then I tap into your psi signature, and then and thus your mind, and that way I can also actually tap into your soul, which is how I do.
All right,
soul.
so you can tap into that without my permission or consent.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody is an open book.
Permission.
Everybody, living or dead, is an open book.
Oh no, they
that
can
makes
find
sense.
them,
Everybody
but
has
can
a
you get it to
signature.
their soul?
I like to compare notes with other
I
fellow people like this, and so it's so I feel like I'm not the only one who sees the soul signature.
But we don't look for things like
how you could sense like when someone's in the room or not, or you could sense when there's like soul loss in an individual.
All right, Tracy, I'm going to ask you a question then, okay? In regards to telepathy, right?
Wow. Right.
Okay.
So telepathy is not, it's okay. I'm not going to say it's not difficult, all right? But I'm going to say once you get used to it, it's pretty flowing, right? It's simple, again, there's no language, right? Like Joe was speaking earlier in regards to language, mathematics, and symbols. Symbols and everything. It's all energy based, right? Well, in my opinion, anyway. What I see. So, telepathically speaking, Tracy. So say we wanted to dream share. Say I wanted to dream share with you, okay? And I connected with your energy, all right? Now, I would, without your permission, wouldn't it be invading your space if I was to go into your space without your permission? Like, that's wrong. All right.
Well.
No. Well, no. I can do it. Right. But to dream share is awesome, right? Well, now we're talking astral travel. We're talking OBs. We're talking all that shit. Sorry.
Depends how the mind of the person is. If they're closed, and it might be wrong for them.
I mean, it's good to have consent, I guess. You don't really need to if you want to, but I mean, I guess it's more fun to dream share. And if someone invades your dream and you don't want them, well, you're lucid dreaming, man. Manifest a lightsaber and take them out of there.
Yeah. To each their own. I agree. Yeah.
Now, again, I've got to ask, what kind of cult do you have going on over there? There's like 17 different people that are talking through your Skype ID. What's going on over there?
Well, obviously, I have my ways of doing things here. I can take up to 12 people on 3 different lines. So I only put 4 on each.
Is that all through Skype?
I can use Skype, or I can use different venues, but I can use Facebook Talk, or I can use what's the other one, the Google Talk thing, or whatever I want.
Yeah, the Google.
But I have three different computers that I use for accepting calls. I use one computer for broadcasting and recording, and I actually use another computer for playing music,
Google Hangouts,
soundboards and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I also have my Dirty Rotten Scratchy records hooked up tonight, boys and girls. I got my vinyl hooked back up, and nobody's heard this for a while. Yeah.
Well, listen, man. Now that we've been on your show, you absolutely need to come on our show with all of your tricks and wonders.
Yeah, but I do have.
Well, I mean, quite technically, he is, since we're simulcasting this bonus episode.
We are.
Well, technically, you are on our show right now, but we do need to do a proper.
We need just you.
Yeah.
We need to do a proper shift happens with you, because you have a story to tell. Mike.
And you should probably also get. You could also get Adam, and you could also get Tracy Lee, but we're gonna have to figure out her a better connection, because.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Adam Tarsis?
No, Adam Shadow, my co-host.
Oh. Okay.
Adam Watt, or Adam Dasuado, or Adam Shadow. I have 3 aliases.
Yeah. And
so
Tracy?
Then we need to definitely have both of you on. We need to have the Monster Castle on our show one night during our live show, because that'll be fun.
I wish Tracy's connection was better, because she has a lot of stories to tell.
I can hear her fine. She sounds great.
Yeah, I think you're mixing up Cortana with Tracy. There's 2 women on here.
Yeah, there's me right here. I'm Cortana.
Well, you know what else we need is dude, if you have a commercial that we could run during our commercial break to promote your show.
Yeah.
And I'd love
just send us that way, man.
Yeah, and send me yours. Let's exchange that. Definitely, that's awesome, man. I want to start doing that. I want to do that with Reverend John
sure.
Polk too, and a few other people. Yeah, definitely, for sure. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd love if you got one. I got lots, but yeah.
Right on, man. Yeah, let's do it.
Here, let me do mine. We'll just record it right now.
Throw
Pour
it
a glass
on there.
and park your ass, because you're listening to Monster Castle, and this is Cortana from Shift Happens.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Or should we redo it?
And this is Shift Happens, and you're listening to the Wolfman Mike from Monster Castle Paranormal.
Hey, so what network are you on now?
I'm in the process of creating my own.
Okay. So what happened?
I like it when people
you know what?
Go.
Never mind. I'm not gonna.
I like it when people go on their own. I mean, that's how we basically were like, once after all that drama and stuff, we're basically like, we'll start our own podcast with blackjack and strippers.
Blackjack and strippers. And one of us used to be a stripper, but
yeah, Gigi.
It might have been me. Might have been me.
Okay. Which one of us do you think from my crew used to be a male whore?
I would have to say you. If I had to guess.
Oh my
God. As I would say.
But the male stripper market doesn't seem to the pay is just simply not as good as if you were a female stripper. And we need to fix that. We need to make things equal here.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You have to know how to do it. I'm not going to explain it. Off the air, I'll tell you how.
Waste.
Adam's young enough; he could be my Padawan learner.
All right, so we lost Jason and we lost Joe, but you've got about 17 people over there right next to you.
No, I got 3. I got Dennis. Where are you? I got Dennis Dyke. I got Adam Watt, and I got Tracy Lee.
This,
That's
I
it.
like this. This is a nice balance right here.
Yeah, this is good. Very good. Very good.
Oh yes, Apocalypse. You are right. John Polk says nothing but truths. He's a good man. He's so cool.
Yeah,
dude. John Polk is the shit. Have you had him on your show?
He was actually our first guest when we first launched the show, and he talked about the blue beings that visited the convention that he was at, that he wrote a book about. And I mean, wow, that story just wow.
Yeah, he was one of my first really cool guests. And just recently I did another show with him that was really cool. I want to get him back on again.
He's good people.
Actually, he should be getting me.
Me and John record. We're kind of doing some pilot episodes, I guess, if you will. And we did 3 different interviews, and we'd never done anything with them. But pretty soon here, we're going to put them up on the Shift Happenings page, which is a separate archive from the actual Shift Happens archive. But, yeah, dude.
That's a good way to do it.
Dude, yeah, definitely have him on, because he's like... So when we were at Contact in the Desert, he did a Reiki healing on Gigi, and then a Reiki healing on me, too. And... I mean, just the amount of experience that he has within these realms is just amazing.
So what did it feel like? What did it feel like when he did the Reiki?
Well,
energy moving.
For me, it was, he did his session on both me and Mercedes at the same time, which Mercedes... It is my
Mercedes is Gigi's fiance, perma fiance, as you call it.
perma-fiance, which what that means is we are engaged, but we will never get married, and that's the situation. But yeah, when he did that session on us, it totally it made so
much sense.
He's very talented. Let me just say that he knows what he's doing, and I appreciate that. And yeah, man, if you haven't had him on your show yet, you really need to have him on, man. He's good people.
Mm-hmm. Who's that? John Polk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I already said he was
John
one.
Polk.
Yeah, he was one of our. Before your show ever happened, we were already. Him and I were good buddies, man, for a long time now.
Gigi, how did we even come across John Polk?
Because of Awakening Man Eric.
We just appeared.
Awakening Man Eric brings everyone together.
This is where it happened. Is Alien Snowfest back in 2016?
Yeah, where did this shit happen?
Yeah, you weren't there. Honestly,
No,
a
I
lot of
wasn't
people weren't there. There was only, it was a pretty big promoted event.
Yeah, I
there
remember.
was only.
Yeah, I remember when you
there was
guys
only-
when everyone, well, not everyone, but you, Jimmy, and Micah and John Polk were all going to Alien Snowfest. Me, I think I was still in school. I was graduating at the time, so.
Yeah, and
I think that's why I didn't go, is because I was actually graduating.
Oh man.
I was doing finals because it was Snowfest. I was in the middle of finals for school.
I wish you would have gone, but yeah, that's where I really got to know John, and he we just hit it off ever since then, and to this day, even though he's on a different network, we work together a lot. Especially at Contact in the Desert, we did.
Yeah, it was
Shift
John's
Happens.
first. We did what? Shift Happens, Quantum Hologram Shift Happens. We kind of combined our shows.
Yeah.
Contact in the Desert.
Yeah, we've worked about that a lot, and actually, John did want to call on the show tonight, but he's got some.
He's on the East Coast, so he's so busy lately.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on right now, so he couldn't make it.
But Wolfman, do you ever plan on coming down to America for a convention or for Contact in the Desert next year?
Yeah, I just have to get a passport first, or else figure out another way to get across there, like maybe a drone that'll pick me up, can carry, maybe get a whole bunch of drones that pick me up, like one by the leg, one the other leg. They can hold 25 pounds, right?
Or just
I figure I need about 8 drones. 8 drones could pick me up and fly me over, because they can each hold 20.
Man, no, for real though, you have to come out to Contact in the Desert next year.
If any convention you choose to go to down here in America, you must come to Contact in the Desert, because man, we party like rock stars, or at least our group, our Fate or Not group. And you're obviously more than welcome to come and party with us. As long as you hang out with us. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it'll be.
No, I've heard about that. I got an invite too.
If I have to cross the border and kidnap you and bring you back there, I will do that.
What was that, Dennis?
No, I'm just saying I've heard of this, and I got an invite too. Right?
You got
all expenses paid.
Yeah. Me and Dennis will come over. He lives near me, so yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to go
together.
together.
Got a plan a trip.
Just saying.
Next year. May next year to Contact in the Desert, man. It's like one big family reunion if you're with us. It's amazing.
Yeah, not only is it the most incredible just experience overall, but you know what else is good about that is it's the best networking opportunity as far as getting, guests for your show and just kind of getting your foot in the door. Like, that is the number one. Contact in the Desert is the number one conference of the year. Everybody that is anybody is there, and you like it. It just, your life will improve just by being there.
Well,
not to mention all of the paranormal experiences that happen
God,
every single
and the
year.
synchronicity. Oh my God, we should have our own booth there. Monster Castle and Shift Happens. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, monster shits happen.
Well,
Monster Shift Happens.
Let's start buying some scratch offs and let's try and win some money.
Let's start. Yes. Let's use all of our combined psychic energy, and I'll do some duck magic and see what we could come up with.
But either way, you know, we're
Don't forget
always
the
there
sex magic. That
Jimmy
works too.
Sturridge and the Fate
Oh,
of
what was
Black
that?
Camp, and if you show up, we're gonna huddle you right in to the whole family, and it'll work out good, man. You really, you gotta go, man. Like, there's just,
I gotta tell you though, if I take Dennis, then like all the women are gonna be peeled off everyone else. They're all gonna be on him, eh?
Oh, it happens, man. Shift happens, man.
Shift happens, dude. It fucking happens. It does. Shift
Yeah.
happened that weekend, man. Whoa.
I know. You can't scrape it off. It just sticks to you.
So what's this? Did
No,
you
it
say
does.
death magic or sex magic?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask her.
Oh no. I said duck magic.
Right.
Like,
And what is
kinda.
that? Please explain, if you don't mind.
but
A magic.
there's certainly room
a type
for
of
sex
magic
too.
involving. There is always room for sex magic, but you know you got to do that with someone you know you really trust. But duck magic is ritual magic involving ducks.
Ducks.
Quacking ducks.
That's hot.
Is it duck magic? Or I thought you said
Yes.
depth magic.
Oh, I mean, there's that too. But no, I've been practicing duck magic lately.
Oh, duck magic.
The-
Oh, okay.
yes,
Okay.
the quack
That's
quack
always
kind of
fun.
ducks.
Yeah.
What in the
It's a
quack
magic
juice is duck
system
magic?
that I have begun to develop, and so far it's working.
Yeah. A little bit of frog walk,
Okay.
whatever. But
Yes,
yeah.
duck magic.
yeah.
It sounds ridiculous, but it works. It's almost like a form
What
of
is it?
chaos magic.
Yes, please explain further.
Involving
interesting.
waterfowl.
Hmm.
Explain? All right.
So
Ritual
basically,
feeding
it tastes
duck.
like chicken and it smells like chicken.
No, if it looks like
we
a
asked.
duck,
It's
talks like a
waterfowl.
duck,
It's waterfowl.
walks
It's
like a
the
duck.
the
It's
spirit
duck.
spirit energy of the waterfowls. Or something.
Yes. Yes, it's energy of the waterfowls that they impart unto me.
That's weird. Wow, that I've never heard
It's
of
a
that.
new system. It's a new system actually that I'm developing. That I'm developing.
So
Duck
this
magic.
could be one of the things that I was reading off you. That's nobody else covers this.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. It's exclusive right here, right on the Wolfman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is more of, well, I mean, unless I come across another fellow duck magician, but
What about
Actually, there is
Frogwa? Willie
a
from the
duck
chat
magician
room is
in
asking.
Ontario.
Willie from the chat room is asking if
that-
anyone knows Frogwa.
Who's a frogwa?
I guess it's some kind of frog magic.
It's like duck
that's
pate
it.
or something. I don't know what that is.
Frogwa.
Frogwa.
Cute little
Frogwa.
Pomeranian, no, dog. And Barco, that's a cute little cat. In here.
All right. Well,
All right, I'm getting huge echoes, man. I'm gonna.
somebody's playing in the background
Yeah,
a show, so
I'm out. Don't want it to be me.
it's not you. It stopped. But anyway,
Yeah, my bad. That was me.
I was just gonna tell you.
Hey.
At one point, Gigi will transform like I did from an experiencer into an actual experienced broadcaster.
He's getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're still kids. Come on now. We just started.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Anyways, I believe.
Anyways, yes. Death magic.
Is Tracy Lee still there?
Yes, I am.
Because I think somebody wants to talk to you.
Oh yeah, sorry, Tracy. I don't mean to diss you and pretend. Thank you.
How many people do you have over there? You have like a little cult going on there?
Yeah, man, this is like a group. This is a coven.
Yeah, it is. This is a coven, yeah.
Like I dig it. I dig it.
Dennis is part of it too, actually.
Shh.
But he's secret. He's the secret mastermind.
Yeah. Don't tell nobody.
Hello,
So you outed me.
Tracy.
All right. Sorry, Tracy.
Tracy Lee, it's Igor. Hello, Tracy Lee. I want to talk to you.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, wait. Is that Igor?
Yeah.
Yes, this is Igor.
Igor got Mike, man. Igor's now here.
I would like to say, Tracy, you are very pretty. And Cortana, you are so pretty.
Hey, well, yes, but hey, so what happened to Bruce? Were you able to get in touch with him? Is he gonna come on, or?
I had to electrocute him.
Well, rightfully so. Yeah.
So, since Tracy's here, I wanted to ask her, like, what kind of, and Tracy, you're also a practicing witch, right?
Yes, I am.
What do you practice? I'm just very interested. I like to compare witchy notes with people.
I like finding healing spells, love spells. I like to smudge.
Wait,
stuff from nature.
You cut out there. Start over.
Yeah.
No. I got the most part of it, but if you weren't that way, you'd understand what she just mentioned. She's connected with the.
All I heard was love spells. Something's really cutting out over there. Get out of the way, interference. I just want to hear her.
Yeah. Repeat yourself.
I do binding spells, protection spells. Mostly good spells. I don't do black magic. I don't believe in black magic. I do stuff that tries to help others.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't believe in black magic? You mean it doesn't exist, or do you mean that, like, you're not about it?
No, she doesn't believe in doing it.
But do you acknowledge that it exists?
It exists, but
it's not your thing.
Feel it's not something. No.
Hey, Tracy, have you tried out the sigil magic that I showed you the other night?
Sigil magic. Oh, I love sigil magic.
I had a lot of company come and go in the house lately. So once I feel like I'm more alone at home, I'll do it.
Cool.
Because it'll be easier to concentrate.
Yeah.
Because there's too much energy going through this house. And people kept popping by, even had someone knock on my window at 4:30 in the morning, scared to live in daylights of me. But they had, they had to tell me the message.
Is that
Igor? Wait a minute.
Igor
coming out?
Igor, you left the windows open, man. I hear some howling or something.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
actually let some creatures into the castle for more fun.
Yeah, shut the doors, Igor, man.
Now,
go sweep them out with a broom.
What does Igor eat? What is his diet?
I like to eat eyeballs and worms and bugs.
That sounds
Is
terrible.
Igor a duck? Because they do like to eat bugs too.
Just the eyeballs. And when I puke, it comes out eyeballs and worms.
Igor, this is we're like sensitive people here.
Igor, hang
We
on.
don't need to hear that kind of stuff, Igor.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dentist. Do you have teeth or something you want to fix, Mr. Dentist?
If you want to hear nasty, hear him talk about how he has sex.
Oh God.
Yes.
No, I don't. I don't want
him
to
and
hear
Gertrude?
about that.
Igor, Gertrude?
Adam, I actually want to hear about sigil magic because I've been getting into
Well,
it, getting into it again.
I do.
Yeah, it's actually one of them. It is actually one of the many aspects of psionics. Actually,
Who does he make love to? Humans or
No, Gigi, I'm going to smack you. I want to talk to Adam about sigil magic.
Yes.
what was that last one?
Sigil magic,
Cortana?
Gigi. If you shut up, I will stop from electrocuting you.
Oh fuck! All right, put 2 thumbs in my eyeballs. I'll shut up.
No, not you. I was not talking to you, Mr. Dentist.
Anyway, sigil magic. All right, and anyway, I've been ever since I discovered
It's not a race.
That really doesn't help. Anyway, ever since I discovered this somewhat hidden aspect of psionics, which is in itself kind of a hidden aspect of psychics. Anyway, I've learned about sigil magic and have gotten and have quite gotten into it actually, and I've actually had quite some really awesome success with it. And actually, my girlfriend actually, I had used a sigil magic spell, I guess, and just a few days later, I
Who
had.
are we talking to right now?
We're talking to Adam.
This is the Count. I don't normally ask questions on here, but Adam, I would like to know, have you ever heard any of the talks from or teachings of Lon Milo Duquette?
Ooh, I've heard of that.
Nope.
You would like this for sigil magic? We will try to get him on the show. I know him personally.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what this magic is. This particular aspect of magic.
Magic
With a K.
Yes.
Cortana, do you know? How do you do sigil magic? And do you know Lon Milo Duquette, his work?
I have heard of Lon Milo Duquette and his work. Now, the way I learned sigil magic was like you write out your request and then you cross out either the vowels or the consonants, and then you make a shape out of all the letters combined. And that was one of the first methods that I used when it came to sigil magic. And then there's some that like if you just start channeling, or if you start channeling what kind of shape you draw something into, and then that's your sigil. And then you, of course, meditate on it and then release it in your own way. Some people use orgasms to cast a sigil. Other people burn it, or other people put the sigil on a piece of paper and burn it. Doing some sort of ceremonial ritual like that. Or just a lot of visualization.
This is Ghost Elvis. Ghost Elvis.
And you're putting intent and everything. Yeah. Okay. Where's Igor?
No, this is Ghost Elvis is here. I was just wanted to mention that I agree with the orgasmic way of doing that.
Exactly. I was going to say, I feel like the orgasm method would be much more...
and
what's
all these freaking freaks, man? This is where all the real freaks hang out, though. All right, baby. Yeah. You guys got to hear a lot of the freaks here in the castle. You got to hear... Igor, you got to hear the Count, and you got to hear Ghost Elvis.
Ghost Elvis, yes. Yeah, it was nice to meet them.
Yeah. There's still more.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good, Mike. I'm enjoying, this is a good show. Good people.
Yeah.
Like Tracy Cortana. But yeah,
how many
I was
people
challenged.
do you have over there? I have at least 12
you keep
people.
asking that. You keep astonishing.
But I want to know.
Gigi, I'll teach you how to do it later, okay? Off the air, I'll show you how I do it. My magic, okay?
Right.
I will show you.
All right.
Not going to leave you in the dark, brother.
It's Wolfman's own brand of radio magic. Let's get on to discussion about magic.
Yeah, I learned how to do it myself. I was
No, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go for 5 minutes. But this being put on me.
Exactly what she said.
Okay, well, in that case, Dennis, go do your Trinity, and Adam and I are ready to do another reading, and I think Gigi, you're in.
Yeah, I'm up next.
You're up next for a reading. You said you wanted one. So
yes, I did.
I think we're going to take a break, too, though, because it is, we never had a break for a while here, close to the top of the hour.
Yeah, we just
we've been just go. Yeah, we do. We have to.
Yeah, we do. I need to go and refill my glass.
If I'm going to do a reading, I do need to just go outside, look at the moon, stretch my legs. So I'm going to...
have an orgasm.
Yeah. Masturbate, whatever.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do it.
Actually, I better not do that outside, though. Last time I got in trouble. Yeah.
Crossing swords.
You want to try to stay indoors when you do that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, unless it's really dark.
It's just, it's better for everybody involved.
Is it okay to do it in the bushes if no one can see you?
As long as no one can see you.
Yeah. What are you and who are you doing? What are you? Who are you?
Get out of the bushes, you bastard. What are you doing in there? All right, that's it. Igor, take care of this bastard in the bushes. Yes, master. There is somebody in the bushes. I got him. What are you doing here, mister? Would you like to be electrocuted? Cut off your appendages. He doesn't need this anymore. You don't need this either.
And like we said before, there is certainly no other show like Monster Castle Paranormal.
Not at all.
Well, I don't... Wait a minute. Igor, shut the door. Thank you. All right. Yeah, thank you. All right, that's better. Hallelujah. I am a king, baby. Hallelujah. And we are going to play some... Oh, no. I think I better play some... Holy crackers. What do I got here? Dirty old scratchy records. Do you think? Dirty old scratchy records? Or...
All right, I'll I'll be back in 5. How about that?
The dirtiest of the scratchiest.
I got something different here. I'm gonna do a cassette thing, and they're just as bad. Dirty old scratchy cassettes. And this is I don't really know what's on here, so I'm gonna find out. Let's see what happens.
Well,
if it even works. This has not been used in quite some time. Now let's see if the damn thing works.
All right. Well,
moving.
I'll be back in 5.
It's definitely moving. So, oh my God. Dirty old scratchy cassettes, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit, Wolfman made it work.
Why any dancer you like? Blaze up the fire, me see the fire light. 1 foot left, 1 foot right. Hold your 2 fists like you're ready to go fight. Then you move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. If you don't know the move, nobody fancy. Blaze up the fire and no move a fancy. Never yet to witness the move them clancy. Rastaman a bossy dance floor with Angie. Have your empress watch on your romancy. Hey yo, clap your hands, stamp your feet. Hey yo, move to the beat, then yo move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Oh, them a dance, we nah go dance up. Oh, them a move, we nah go move up. Oh, them a walk, we nah go walk up. Blaze up the fire, bust loose and let go. Oh, them a rock, we nah go rock so. Oh, them a up, we nah go up so. Want see your dance, bust loose and let go. Hey. Oh, them a walk, we nah go walk so. Oh, them a talk, we nah go talk so. Hey, fire dance, you want to know it go? Blaze it up. Clap your hands and stamp your feet, then you move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Clean out people we want. Blaze up the fire, make we do the fire dance. When you're dirty, then you don't stand a chance. Blaze up the fire. Yo, clean out people we want. Blaze up the fire, make we do the fire dance. When you're dirty, then you don't stand a chance. Blaze up the fire, then you move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. New brand dancing a dance all tonight. Man and woman in a corner lock tight. Drink and king of them a drink red stripe. Everybody make a move to the video light. LOYNE dance when you like. Blaze up the fire, let me see the fire light. 1 foot left, 1 foot right. Hold your 2 fists like you're ready to go fight. Then you move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Move to the left and to the right. Give them me. Move to the left and to the right.
Dirty old scratchy reggae tapes. Oh yeah. Oh, that was awesome. You guys, but I enjoy
That was the first time I played my dirty old scratchy machine there for a long time.
It was awesome.
I'm gonna get a better one for next. I haven't opened up my albums yet. I just hooked that up really quickly before the show, and I still have to cut open the box that I taped up very carefully, my albums, and I'll get one out. For the end of the show, we will hear a dirty old scratchy vinyl record.
Yep.
So, where were we at? Dennis, do you remember?
Sex Magic.
Oh, yes. Cortana, are you there?
Yes, I am back.
All right, okay, good. You sound quieter.
Yeah.
No, now you're good.
I'm
Now you're good.
staying with my godmother right now, and she's trying to get some sleep. So.
Oh Lord. That's all right.
Still sound cute though.
Oh, I thank you.
She gets that a lot. Probably pretty bored of it. Probably quite sick of it.
Yeah.
It's like you, Adam. All the chicks that always hitting on you all the time.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Doesn't it get annoying?
Kind of does,
Is he a
actually.
ladies' man?
Adam is an attractor because he's he's got a loving heart and he's good looking and he's young. And he's an alpha male, but he's quiet about it.
All the best ones are.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's hard to do, to be an alpha male and be quiet about it.
It is. I tend to think that the loudmouth alpha males are just overcompensating for something. No, it's always the quiet ones that you gotta...
Oh, wow. You like that one, eh, Adam? So she just basically told you got a big dick.
Yep.
Yes.
I
Why,
mean,
thank you.
I've never seen it,
Exactly.
but, I don't really want to see it, but,
Well,
I don't know. It's just...
Wow, now
Are we
he's
really
really going to get
talking about
mail.
this?
Get ready for it, Adam. Now
I don't know
you're
if you want to
fucked,
hear
dude.
the whole tirade of dicks. Like, my dick tirade,
Oh my
which is,
God.
I don't know, it's just about as fun as my duck tirade.
Oh, the one guest we
Are
had,
amazing.
he actually sent dick pics to somebody, and it turned out to be the that organization from Islam that and they tried to they use what do you call it, blackmail with the dick pics and extort money out of him.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and it was
But, like, why?
and it was
Like,
the
if you're sending a dick pic to
Islamic
someone,
Brotherhood
then, like,
or
you
something.
clearly want them to see it, so how could that be blackmail? You're just like, hey, look at this, and so now, like, the whole world will see it. Why would you be ashamed?
Well, some people might be, but they thought that would work to extort money out of people. Maybe that works. They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work. So anyway, they posed themselves off as some slut thing, service, whatever person. Show me yours and I'll show you mine.
It works, but they certainly do it.
Anyways,
Well, I mean, I
it
don't
didn't
wanna
work
say
on
that-
him, and that's my friend Zach, and he didn't fall for it. He said, "I don't care who you show my dick pics to. Fuck you, assholes," and he reported it as this Islamic organization is trying to extort money out of me, and it ended up that it was real, and the British Navy recognized him for his service in yeah, Cortana, you got some noise going on there. I had to mute you guys for a sec.
Yeah, on Mike's end.
Okay, it's good. It's good now.
Nah.
What do you think of that story, guys?
Well, I barely heard it because you kept cutting.
I was cutting out?
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't find it weird.
Oh shit! You're right, man. Because I have the highest speed internet possible in Canada here, so I don't.
Shit, we lost Cortana. Let me bring her back in. Hold on.
Damn. Okay, Dennis, you're probably right. I don't think they wanted to hear. Somebody didn't want.
That's correct.
To hear what I was saying there, did they?
That's correct.
And I haven't heard from Zach for a long time. Actually, I'm worried about him.
Dude, how many people do you have over there?
I'm going to actually definitely use that as a sound drop because you've said that so many times now.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, by the way, we need dude, we need you to record a commercial for our show so that we can run it during our commercial breaks.
Okay, I got one for you right here. Hang on. How about this one? Oh, you want one about my show?
Yeah.
All right. Which one should we do? Most of them were directed towards KTLK, the Fringe.
All right.
So I have to find one that's been... And not that I have nothing against it. I would go back on KTLK, the Fringe, anytime. I don't think we did anything wrong to those people there. I'm just a crazy motherfucker, and that's the way I've always been.
You're just a crazy motherfucker.
You're just doing your thing, man. And if, you know what? If it doesn't work for them, then fuck.
Show.
With all due respect, because we're still in there. But, you know what I mean? Like, you know what? If what you're doing doesn't match up with what they want, then fuck it. Keep doing your own thing, man.
Okay. Oh, here we go. It's not what they ask now. It's what we got to give now. Yeah, some loving, alright. Yeah. They don't like the loving from the Wolfman, alright. No. It's terrible, terrible. Take the Wolfman off here. Shut him down now. Wolfman will make his own freaking network. Don't worry.
We'll start our own network with blackjack and strippers.
Everything will be alright.
And strippers.
Everything will be alright.
Okay, I'm ignoring my chat room here.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's a good thing to do.
It's really hard for me to do that and do everything else too. But now in this case, I'm going to play you this one I'll send you. Okay, this is going to be the commercial I'll send you right here.
This is the Monster Castle Paranormal Radio Show. We explore the paranormal phenomenon with researchers and skeptics from all walks of life and beyond. Fridays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. Visit our website at monstercastleparanormal.com.
I don't know. Maybe you know what? I'll do a different one. That one's still not good enough. If it's for on another show, we're gonna have to say a lot more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. We want one with you talking.
Yeah, I think I want me and Adam doing it. I think.
Right.
I think Adam and I would do a great job. We'll do a new commercial. Something for on other shows. We don't have one for on other shows.
Well, then there you go. There's your stepping stone.
Because, we did, but they were for the Fringe FM, so they're pretty much no more good.
Yeah. Then you get another stone, man.
Yeah, I think we can do a better one anyway, right, Adam?
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll do I'll play, or he'll play. Like you know what? We'll send it back and forth. We're both musicians, right?
Yep.
And we can send it back and forth and each add tracks and vocals to it. We'll make it about how long you want it? About 30 seconds or 1 minute?
What do you play?
30 seconds.
Drummer, guitarist, or?
I play the skin flute.
Skin flute.
Yeah, okay. All right, Mike. Okay.
What? What's wrong with
that?
that?
That can be interpreted in multiple ways.
What's wrong with that, man?
No, I just like to wax my candle every once in a while, man. I'm not fucking playing skin flute. Oops, sorry, I said the F-bomb. Sorry.
That's all right. You're allowed to say the F-bomb on my show now.
Yeah, this is F-bomb friendly.
I already put explicit content.
For example, fuck.
Yeah, we can say whatever we want on here, man.
You know. All right. So
And,
there you
and
go.
as far as
So
our
fucking
show's
like
concerned, this is the B side, so that's not going to be aired, but it will be available for download.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm ever on here with you, you got to tell me ahead whether I'm allowed to swear or not, because I'm used to swearing. I'm like the Howard Stern of
You
paranormal.
can say whatever you want on our show.
Okay.
Right, Cortana?
I mean, can we? I don't know. We're the ones on a network. I always wonder about that. I mean, usually we'll go no holds barred when we're doing our overtime stuff.
Well, that's why I label all of our shows explicit for that exact reason. So.
Yeah, but we're on a network too, and so it kind of depends on what they want.
Well, I guess I should.
But so far it's been
it doesn't
pretty
matter what they
lenient,
want. It's
but
what they
you kind of got to talk to Joe about that. But as far as like the episode that we're simulcasting with you right now, yeah, that's going to be just available for download only and not
okay,
for broadcast.
I want to ask you one thing: is Joe okay?
Yeah, he's fine, man.
Has something happened to him recently? Is he all right?
Well, I mean, he's just been a little busy. He's had to reschedule his shows.
No, that's not what I mean. No, this is...
No, everything's
something...
cool, man. It's all good.
Okay. Adam, are you feeling anything about this?
More of his work schedule that we had to work around with our new timing.
I'm
with
sensing...
our new time at Fridays.
I'm sensing something dark happening to him. So if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to.
Well, he does revel in a lot of black magic. So
no, he's not black magic. Are you kidding me? It's not. It's Rosicrucianistic, positive magic. It's nothing.
He's Rosicrucian. That's like the lightest you could get.
Anyways, I still like Joe. You know what? I still like Joe. And you know what? I stopped teasing him about everything. The only thing I was pissed off about was that when I was trying to get a hold of him, I couldn't when I wanted to go live, and he told me he wanted more live shows during the week, so I was trying to provide that. And I'm going, I want to go live, and I got no answer. And it just made me fucking lose it. I got no answer.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of changes happening.
But this was when there was only...
And we're very lucky to have the time slot that we have. But at the same time, that could all go away.
Okay, but I was the second show. Okay,
I was. What I mean?
Okay, there was just me and him and Dave, and that's it. There were three of us. We started it. And I thought I deserved a little more respect than not getting a fucking answer when I want to go live.
I feel like you did too, but at the same time, that's not my place. I'm not fully
it's
indulged in what the situation was, but I do know that Joe, he's not fully happy with what happened. And I know that he wishes that things could have worked out differently.
It turned out it was a misunderstanding because he didn't communicate with me what the fuck was going on. He was driving or something and flying somewhere and was not able to take calls because he was on his way to some convention. And I had no idea.
Oh,
maybe we should talk again.
The Ozark.
Yeah. So I had no
The
idea.
Ozark Mountain thing.
Yeah, and I didn't know anything about
maybe
it.
you should talk again.
So anyway, it was a misunderstanding. So my anger was misdirected.
If it's all a misunderstanding, then,
My frustration was misdirected. If I had only known the communication problem.
We'll talk with Joe, and we'll. I feel like you said, this is just a big misunderstanding, and I'll talk to Joe, and
yeah,
we'll see.
You know what? If he wants us back, we'll come back, man. What do you think, Adam?
Sounds good.
I would definitely. I like Joe. I like his show. I like his guests. Nothing wrong.
Yeah,
I think I misdirected my anger, and I apologize.
He's good people, man, and he's helped us out so much, and you know, like I called in on your show back when we were at Contact. Like, I thought you were joking when you said that you weren't on the network. Like, I thought that was a joke, because I didn't even imagine that was possible.
Also,
if it has to do with the swearing,
Mike, thank you for that question when we were interviewing Chuck Fay about the Chinese and the Chinese and Native American connection. Nobody ever brings that up.
Yeah, I know.
And thanks for broadcasting that too.
And you know what? It really is true. And I don't know why it's not more widely known. But there has been DNA studies done.
Yes,
that proves
that blood flows. That blood flows through my veins.
The Chinese
it literally
DNA
flows through my
is
veins.
definitely within
too?
the North American Indian DNA. It is in there.
Yes, there's a theory that I'm Apache Indian and we're native to the Southwest, but that there's a theory that we came from China and that we came from Tibetan China.
Wow.
Way back when, because a lot of our customs and a lot of our dances share so many similarities, as well as linguistically, to the Chinese and to the Chinese Tibetans in particular.
Well, what do you mean about Chinese Tibetans? Because Tibetans are their own thing. The only difference is the Chinese has infiltrated Tibet, and they're trying to.
Okay.
Yeah.
India
wants Tibet.
That's now.
China wants
that's
Tibet.
now. But a few thousand years when China and Tibet were like a few thousand years ago when China and Tibet were in contact and they weren't, trying to genocide the Tibetans. They had a lot of contact, and so it was sort of a part of China, or it was like on the border of China. And so the Asian people of Tibet and of China who were in that general direction came to America and became what are now known as Apache people, because there's research. There it is on record that back when the Chinese people started coming over here to work on the railroads, they were able to communicate with the Apache people.
Yes, they were.
And the way that they were communicating, it was as if, say you were talking to someone who was talking like how Shakespeare talks, because of language had been so isolated, but they were able to understand it. Like, you'd be able to understand someone speaking Shakespearean English, but it was a little different, It's just a little different. But there is on record that the Chinese people were able to talk to the Apache people. And I mean,
not just them.
We basically
if Joe was on here, actually he would have something to add to this, because not just them, but I think it's the Micmacs from Newfoundland. The Indians there, some of their characters in their language actually match Chinese characters.
Oh yeah, I've heard of the Micmacs too, and I mean, I have this. I've been thinking about this, is that because there's also DNA evidence of other tribes that, like the Iroquois people, they're related to the Basque people of Spain. They show the same genetic markers, and the people there's a particular tribe in Ecuador that has the same rare genetic disease that that a certain ethnic group in Japan has, that only Japanese people will get, and yet it's showing up in their people for thousands of years. They did DNA tests of the Japanese people and this particular tribe in Ecuador, and even if you compare them side by side, you know, there's not too much of a difference. Maybe a little bit darker skin or whatever, but there's not very much of a difference in facial features and body type.
Cortana.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you a question. Because from what my understanding is, where humans start to populate the world through Europe, Mid Asia, whatever like that. At least we went through the Bering Straits per se, and then the North American. Pardon me. No, it's just the North Americas. It came from Asia.
Well, yeah, there's the Bering Strait theory, but the thing is that there's genetic markers that are showing up that are more recent that say that not all of us, because I mean, as far as my tribe is concerned, we don't share many genetic traits or any linguistic traits with the tribes around us.
Okay, so that's just a theory.
So we're kind of well, I mean, there, you know, some people did come down through the Bering Strait, but now we're figuring out that, you know, just like Europe, there's different, you know, there's Italians and there's Spanish people and there's Belgians and there's Nordic people, you know, and the United States, or not the United States, but what is North America now is that way too, where there's all these different genetic groups and these different ethnicities that are from different areas of the planet. You know, because us Native Americans, we're not all one singular group, you know.
Yeah, I had my DNA tested a little while back, and I found out that my blood is quite mixed. I have 43% Irish in me, and I have Roman blood in me. I have 2% native blood, Scottish blood, English, French, basically most of Europe, and some in South America.
Yeah, you're a well-rounded man. How about any? You got any Anunnaki in there? You got any Sumerian?
No.
Well, hey, no. You know, they always, Irish people and people with Irish and Scottish, the Celtic peoples, and Native Americans seem to be the most. What I've noticed is the most contacted or have the most abductee type experiences. Just in my own personal research, is that, you know, are you Native American or are you Celtic? Because those seem to be what I've noticed the most, the ethnic group that has the most experiences with otherworldly entities.
Okay, so we all have Anunnaki. We all have like a little bit of, you know, we're all seated. Per se?
Well, true, but just some of us more than others.
Yeah, that's true, Dennis. But some have a deeper connection in their past lives to certain affiliations with certain groups. But we all do have it in our DNA.
Yes, we certainly do.
Yeah, it's all a mix. You know, and it's like being a part of all the one, being a part, you know, being one within the part that all that is, is that we share all, and yeah, so we're more prominent in some aspects than others. So I'm losing my train. But thank you for your patience. But yeah, so the Celtic region is more. I don't want to sound, mean prone. They're more prone to have quote unquote extraterrestrial DNA mutations or whatnot.
Well, what I've noticed is that is not the DNA part, but just our more Celtic and Native Americans is what I've noticed. Us natives and the Celtic peoples seem to have more experiences with otherworldly entities. I can't comment on the genetics per se, or I can't say, Rh negative, et cetera, but what I do know is that Celtic people and Native American people have a lot of tend to be the ones who have the most contact experiences. It doesn't say that, not anybody could just have that, but that's just what I noticed. Yes. Like what Dino says, hey Dino, what's up? Long time no see. That Celtic Gaelic speaking people, and for the longest time the Celtic people have experienced the same thing as us Native Americans. They were the English and everything had tried to wipe those people out too when they were and tried to wipe out their indigenous traditions as well. I'm glad that Ireland and Scotland are now getting hip to it and going back to their native ways as well. I mean, they used to paint themselves and wear feathers like us Native Americans.
I've got to cut in. We have 1 minute left here on the show, and I think I'm just gonna reboot and keep going. If everyone's into it, I'm just gonna start over again right from here. I'm just gonna. When it shuts down, I'm going to reboot so you can find us back on Spreaker or TuneIn Radio. Monster Castle Paranormal is on TuneIn Radio too. And it just keeps going. A lot of times I do a 24-hour. Where are you guys at? Are you on TuneIn or just in Spreaker? You're on KTLK, right KTLK The Fringe. Also, Spreaker at Shift Happens, where you can go to all these places. You guys want to come back in a sec? We're not done yet.
Oh, we're not.
Okay. We'll be right back, folks. We're going to reboot. Bear with us. All right.